a special place for ARMYs and Jeon Jungkook lovers to enjoy photos, videos, sweet moments, and interesting facts about our Golden Maknae. Here we will capture every smile, glance, and achievement of Jungkook, from grand stages to everyday moments full of charm. Let's share love, support, and happiness for Jungkook, because in Gallery Jungkook lovers, every second is a masterpiece. August 2025. What was most surprising, however, were the accompanying captions. From the plane, watching your exciting journey with friends, and also, the excitement reaches its peak when you fly with a friend. Although they call themselves friends, those who truly know their relationship will easily understand that their bond goes far beyond simple friendship. The chosen words in the captions show the special affection and connection between them. In addition, they directly tag Taehyung and Jungkook in the post, something they don't always do with others. This shows that even well-known sites understand what many have long believed. Taehyung and Jungkook are not just bandmates or friends, they share a close and deep relationship, full of moments that clearly show how much they care for and understand each other. Interestingly, it was not only Esquire Korea and Y Magazine that discussed the topic. Other Korean media also commented on the situation and highlighted how special the airplane moment was and how obvious the sincere connection between the two was. Over time, many fans have tried to downplay or even completely ignore the relationship between Taehyung and Jungkook, choosing instead to focus on other ideas or alleged closeness that was actually unfounded. Some even continued to believe that relationships between other members were real, when in reality they were fabricated for marketing or fan service purposes. One example was the announcement that Jungkook, after his military service, would spend more time with Jimin, which turned out to be different from what many thought. Jungkook did travel with Jimin for a while, but that was part of a contract and promotions related to certain projects. It wasn't something spontaneous or natural like the moments he shared with Taehyung. In fact, after Jungkook finished filming the new season of his series Are You Sure?, he had more freedom to show himself as he truly is, without having to fit into a certain image, and that is what we see now. Jungkook and Taehyung are spending more time together and sharing genuine moments without official cameras, without staff, without having to hide their feelings. Moments like the video Taehyung recently posted not only show a more intimate and natural side of their relationship, but also reveal how much they truly enjoy their time together. In the clip, their smiles and glances speak for themselves. It's not something forced or staged, it's simply the connection they have when away from the public eye or industry demands. Many fans have noticed that seeing V and Jungkook so free and happy is one of the most beautiful things to happen in recent months. This is no longer just an assumption or theory, but ongoing proof that their relationship is real. For years, they have shared little things that only those close to them would understand. Gestures, routines, habits, the way they communicate and care for each other. So, it is a good sign that the media is beginning to speak more openly about them and acknowledge how special their bond is. V and Jungkook continue to build their path together, each in their own way, and each new moment they share is a reminder that true love needs no justifications or imposed labels, it just happens. Many people, especially Jungkooks, keep saying that the agency forced Jungkook to be with V, but you only have to look closely to see that this theory is nonsense. Jungkook doesn't need anyone to tell him who to be with. He is with Taehyung because he wants to be, because every time they are together, it is clear that their relationship is genuine. Although some people don't accept it, there are moments that clearly prove it. One of them is when Taehyung sits on Jungkook's lap. A simple gesture, but so intimate and cozy that it speaks for itself, a moment many still cannot forget, especially those who want to deny the obvious. This closeness has been repeated countless times, and now it seems, Taehyung and Jungkook are ready to show it more freely than ever. Those who have followed them for a long time remember how Jungkook always looked for Taehyung everywhere, Wherever Taehyung sat, Jungkook always found him. He always came, because he wanted to be close to him. A clear example is when he asked J-Hope to move over a little so he could sit next to Taehyung. These details may seem insignificant at first, but when they are repeated over and over, they add up to a much bigger story. These moments reveal something that cannot be forced or fabricated: the need to be together. Jungkook and Taehyung are not together out of obligation, image, or convenience. They are. This has become even clearer since Jungkook stopped engaging in certain activities that brought him closer to the other members, situations that seemed more driven by commercial or image-related interests. Since those activities stopped, we have seen a much freer Jungkook, more connected to Taehyung. It's not just about being together for the camera, it's about how they seek each other out everywhere. Over the years, the relationship between Taehyung and Jungkook has remained consistent. It does not depend on public interest or company decisions. It is something they have developed step by step, at their own pace, without the need for explanation. And while many people choose to ignore what is right in front of them, some of us can read gestures and understand what lies behind the repeated glances, the smiles that appear when the other is near. Some continue to deny it and cling to empty theories, but the truth is, Taehyung and Jungkook need no one's protection. They stand up for their rights every time they choose each other, and every time they share a moment, it's as if there's no camera, as if they exist only for each other. Taehyung and Jungkook were not just two bandmates who got along. There was something special between them, something felt without words. It was not random gestures or typical friendly moments. It was a real, constant, almost silent, but very clear connection. When they were together, they naturally held hands without looking. Sometimes they massaged each other's shoulders or backs, as if they already knew what the other needed. There were glances that lingered longer than usual, shared silences that did not feel awkward, and a care for each other that seemed unusual. Most importantly, this didn't only happen on stage or in front of cameras, it also happened backstage, when they weren't supposed to perform for anyone. For example, moments before a concert, when everyone was nervous and full of energy, they would be there, chatting calmly, encouraging each other, as if they could read each other's feelings without words. These gestures were not meant to attract attention, but they reveal a lot about what is going on between them. We are not talking about a relationship built on image or strategy. It's not about drawing attention or meeting expectations. On the contrary, it's easy to see that what they share is not artificial or forced. Now it's even clearer that Jungkook has distanced himself from a certain dynamic that made him appear closer to the rest of the group, a situation that was more of a commercial necessity than a genuine connection. With all those activities behind him, Jungkook seems different, freer, calmer, and most importantly, closer to Taehyung. Not because they have something to prove, but because they no longer need to hide it. You don't need to look for grand scenes to understand what's going on between them. It's not one spectacular moment that matters, but the sequence of these small details. These things happen every time they share a space, like the way Jungkook leans in beside Taehyung, as if his body naturally craves this closeness, or the way Taehyung slightly turns his head to check if Jungkook is okay, even when surrounded by people. There's also their habit of touching each other gently, not playfully or for the cameras, but out of a need for connection. It's almost automatic, as if their bodies already know how they feel before they show it. Many fans, especially those who closely follow their relationship and call themselves Taekookers, have noticed this for a long time. But what's interesting is not just the repetition of these gestures, but also the emotional routine that has developed between them.